Today on 10-Minute IT Jams, we are joined by Anurag Vasisth, who is the Group CEO at Loyalty Now. Loyalty Now is a B2B loyalty technology company and rewards platform aiming to foster strong relationships between members and merchants through its tools, processes, and functionality. Anurag joins us today to tell us more about Loyalty Now and its offerings, as well as its infrastructure in the Asia-Pacific region. Thank you for coming along, AV, and welcome to the Jam.
Thanks, Zach. Pleasure to be here.
So for a business that hasn't worked with Loyalty Now before, what are your key products and offerings?
We're all about frictionless loyalty or reward experiences. Frictionless is the key word. In a layperson's term, think of the old loyalty scenario, which in my opinion is loyalty 1.0, or the first generation of loyalty, where a lot of businesses used to drive engagement with their customers through traditional loyalty programs. For example, an airline will give you a frequent flyer card, a hotel will give you a frequent stay card. Likewise, a retail company will give you some sort of a reward card, and so on and so forth. So imagine a leather wallet or some kind of a wallet where you will be filled up with, God knows, a dozen plastic cards, and that was loyalty 1.0. What we've done is, through technological innovation, taken it to a next level of frictionless experience. We tie all those loyalty programs into your one card of choice. Could be a credit card or a debit card, regardless of which bank, regardless of which payment network, Master, Visa, and so on and so forth, FPOS. So we can just connect all your loyalty programs into one card, but still maintain the uniqueness of the program. So for example, without taking any merchant names, you still can have your airline card connected to your credit or debit card, but the discounts or the rebates or cashback or points which you'll get back will clearly read in your statement, congratulations, you've got X from your airline, or congratulations, you got Y from your retail partner or your supermarket, or congratulations, you got Z. So it's almost a bit of a magic happening at the background. No one knows how that magic happens, at least from a layperson perspective, but all your loyalty programs are now connected to your one card of choice, and you simply use that card to spend at your favored merchants, business as usual. So that's frictionless experiences, all what we bring to life in a B2B environment. So it is important for our viewers to know also that we are an exclusive B2B company, business to business company. We power those loyalty programs. So for example, a leading airlines program, or leading telcos program, a leading insurance companies program, and they leverage our technology to deliver this frictionless experience to their members.
And what are Loyalty Now's most recent product innovations?
So as we talk about Loyalty Now 2.0, we believe in constant innovation. Constant improvement is a mantra, is one of our core value system. One of the core values of the company is innovate to win. So with bringing that to life, I'd say the two most recent ones are our advanced merchant provisioning system. And I'll talk about that, what that means to a layperson, and also our integration with the merchants in a wholesale fashion, in a very fast, efficient, and wholesale fashion. So talking about merchant provisioning, I alluded to this little magic which happens behind the scenes, where there's a technology which talks to the merchants or these brands in common terms, and then the technology talks to the program, the loyalty program, and that technology also talks to the credit card provider. So there's a lot of complex work this technology does at the backdrop to create that magic. Now, one of the most prominent points of failure in that could be if the merchant changes their merchant credentials. So for example, if your corner coffee shop, and I'm just using a local postcode merchant example, you're used to getting X% off, let's say 2%, 5%, 10% off on your coffee, and they changed their merchant terminal from one provider to the other, one major bank to the other, just because they're getting a better deal or better incentives or new fancy terminals, so to speak, then suddenly the credentials change. And those credentials are very important to reflect in our system in a very ethical PCI DSS compliant or secure fashion. So we've developed this technology which can not only detect that remotely, without having thousands of people as feet on street on the ground. Through the use of very secure, efficient technology, we can detect that, but we can also keep it absolutely live and current on an ongoing basis. So we can scan the market on a very active and regular basis. So that's the advanced merchant provisioning. And likewise, we have now connected with a lot of merchant wholesale ecosystems. So there are people out there called as affiliates who actually deal with all these merchants on a regular basis. Kind of their full-time job is to negotiate offers, negotiate value or deals from them. So it is important for us to connect with them in a seamless and an efficient fashion. And we've now developed this technology which can connect with them seamlessly and still push those offers to Zach's card or someone else's card through use of our proprietary frictionless technology.
Fantastic. And what kind of trends in the market are your product development teams laser focused on next?
So our core focus, when we talk about trends and which kind of powers our innovation, we try to look for problems. What are the problems we're solving for? Right? In every jurisdiction we operate. Currently, we are operating on Australian soil for Australian market. We have every plan to expand regionally across Asia Pacific market. So every single market which we are operating in or will operate in the future will be all about the problems we're solving for in that market. Yeah. So in this market, in Australian market, the biggest problem we are solving for is essentially frictionless. Yeah. And also that is for the members because they were not quite pleased with the idea of having 20 cards in their pocket all the time. So how can we bring it all together? Even if in this era of Apple Pay, Android Pay, all these wallets, you still have those many cards on your phone screen and it becomes confusing to which one to click on, for example. So frictionless is what we are solving for. That's one of the trends where we consolidate and we solve for that problem or the pain area. Equally, we are also solving for the value creation. So the credit card companies, for example, increasingly the issuers in the simple language or technical language, so to speak, the issuers are the banks who issue the cards. They're severely under pressure of what is called as interchange, right, which is essentially how one of the levers, how they make money. And that is getting increasingly regulated. But at the same time, our model is merchant funded. So the merchants choose to give those discounts and we bring it to life to the card member through use of technology. So these would be the top two, I would say, at this point in time. Frictionless, once again, through the use of innovation and technology, and also solving for the interchange-related pressures through the merchant-funded ecosystem.
Awesome. And what kind of infrastructure or resources do you have in the APAC market?
So we are an Australian headquartered company. We are remote first as an organization. So we've learned the new way of working through COVID. So if anything, COVID has made us more strong and more relevant because what we used to do during that time is now increasingly getting mainstream, right? So we have distributed workforce which work on a remote first basis. So we've got teams here in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth at this point in time and fast expanding in other regions as well. Because of the remote first model, we can actually hire Australians from any part of Australia. By the time they have the skill, by the time they have the talent, we can do that. Equally, we have serviced offices in every major city we subscribe to. So when the team members feel like having a bit of a get together or a team meeting or any such involvement, they're allowed to go to the hub or they have every access to go to a hub and have that social aspect of working as well. So that's our current ecosystem. As we look at expanding into other markets, especially Trans-Tasman in New Zealand and also other key Asia Pacific markets, we most definitely will have local teams in those markets as well.
And if an enterprise end user wanted to engage with Loyalty Now, what is the best way to get in touch?
I think the primary engagement point could be our website or send a simple email to info@loyaltynow.com. I repeat, info@loyaltynow.com. And that email is configured in such a way that it distributes through a CRM system messaging to the key stakeholders. And the right stakeholders, based upon their inquiry, will reach out to them, whether it is from a client management team, operations, technology, or any other team.
Fantastic. It has been awesome to hear more about Loyalty Now and all the great offerings that you have available. Thank you so much for joining us on the Jam AV, and we look forward to hearing more in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.